So thanks everyone for joining us for the second half of the workshop, which is the Funders Forum part. And we have a really great list of the different funding organizations and opportunities that are out there on our agenda for today. So I did post the agenda. I have posted the questions to ask your funder, and I also posted the business services in the Rainy River District into the chat, so feel free to download that. For those of you that are online, the people that are in the room will receive that information in the paper form. So without further ado, I'm going to hand things over to Allison Pele from the Northwest Business Center. And Allison, I've given you permission to share. If you have a presentation you'd like to share, go right ahead.
Okay, can everyone hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
And you can see my presentation?
We can.
Fabulous. Okay. So thanks everybody for coming to this session today, and thank you to Angela for hosting. Wanted to give a little bit of an overview about the Northwest Business Center. Let's just make sure things click here. So the Northwest Business Center is part of the Small Business Enterprise Center network that the province of Ontario funds. So there's actually 53 small business enterprise centers across the province of Ontario. And the Northwest Business Center is the center that services the Kenora and Rainy River District. So from English River, which is just past Ignace, all the way to the Manitoba border, and everywhere in between is the service area of the Northwest Business Center. So I'm joining you today from Kenora, and my colleague Scott is also on the phone in the Zoom meeting. There he is. He raised his hand. So Scott is joining us today as well. So the Northwest Business Center services a huge area. So that's 18 municipalities, the unorganized area, and 26 First Nation communities. And we work with people who are exploring entrepreneurship, maybe looking to start, expand, buy a business. And we have one-on-one business counseling. We share all sorts of different information that can support businesses. We do workshops and seminars and things like that as well. What I really want to highlight today, though, is our two signature programs that we offer that offer some business training and some grant funds. So I feel like this might be really a great opportunity for many of you in the room or joining us online today. So first, I want to mention the Summer Company Program. This is a program for students between the ages of 15 to 29. So long as the youth is finishing school in the spring and going back in the fall, they can apply for the Summer Company Program, where they'll receive $1,500 to start their business, and then $1,500 at the end of the summer once they've completed a certain amount of operating hours, which is based on if they're a high school student or post-secondary or doing some continuing education. They'll be matched with a mentor. They'll get to work with me, which is always fun. And they'll get some business training that will really help them expand on their entrepreneurial skills. You might recognize a familiar face on there. We have Ellie Petsnick from Fort Frances, who operated Ellie's Crepe Cart in Fort Frances for many years. And yeah, I've been fortunate enough. I started working at the Business Center in 2014, and I've had the great fortune of seeing so many of those young entrepreneurs who did Summer Company continue to be entrepreneurs, or maybe they went and took business as their post-secondary education and now are working in that field, or maybe they're operating their business part-time still within the community. So it's a really great program for youth in our area. The next program I want to mention is the Starter Company Plus program. So Angela mentioned that a couple times to you today, and I believe we have Tommy in the room as well, who gave it a plug at the beginning of the session as well. So the Starter Company Plus program is really focused on business training. So it's really going to help you walk through all the steps of developing a comprehensive business plan and doing all that problem solving that you need to do for your business behind the scenes. What you're going to get with the program is a well-developed business plan that you can use for the grant that we have attached to it, which I'll get to. But you're also going to develop a business plan that you could use to apply for maybe a loan through Rainy River Future Development Corporation, or maybe NADF, or maybe it's helping you strengthen your application for an NOHFC project. So again, it's just a really great business training opportunity. If you meet all the grant requirements, you may also apply for the grant, which is a $5,000 grant. There are some specifics, and just to name a couple, you do have to be working full-time at your business. Working and having your business operate in the Kenora Rainy River District are just a couple of the requirements that you have to do. The intake for this next session will actually be starting in just about a week or so. So stay tuned for that, and I'll tell you how you can find out more. But basically, you'd start with the business training, you'd work your way through over a couple months, and then you'd be ready to submit your business plan to the Regional Grant Review Committee, who ultimately makes the final decision. There's no classroom based for this training. We have folks from all over the Kenora Rainy River District participate. So basically each week you're assigned a series of tasks and have some resources that go along with that. And you take the time to do the research and to use the information given to you to develop, your plan and your information, and then you'd submit it to for review and get some feedback. So that's how that program works. This is a really great program. There's not really restrictions on who can get the grant, like the type of business. So for instance, there's not a lot of grant opportunities for service-based business, construction, or like retail. So this is a really great opportunity for those types of businesses if you're looking for some startup money, or you can use this grant for a business expansion or even a business purchase. So the name's a little deceiving. It's not just for startups. You can also use it for expansion or a business purchase as well. I'm just going to show you. So I have the general email address on there too, and then the website address, and you can scan this QR code to sign up for the e-newsletter. The e-newsletter is the first place where we actually announce the applications for Starter Company Plus are open. So if you are interested in this, I'll give you a minute just to sign up for the newsletter. And again, that's just like the application. So from there, then you have to complete all the training that goes along with the potential of receiving the grant. And if we have just about 3 minutes, I did just want to show a little bit of a video that kind of highlights some of the businesses that we've been able to work with, and so you can hear from an actual entrepreneur about the program. So just give me 1 second. I guess, does anyone need the QR code still? Okay, I'm not seeing anything. So I'm just going to stop my
that out for you afterwards, Allison.
Okay. And Angela, I'll send you this presentation as well.
Perfect, thank you.
So let me just stop, and then I'm going to just open the right video. So 1 second. And got a couple screens going here. Don't follow my eyes. Okay, and then okay, without further ado, here you go.
The best part about being my own boss is getting to see how an idea that I'm excited about impacts my community in a positive way, and how I can affect my customers and make their day better.
My name is Anthony Smaha, and I'm the owner-operator of Peak Painting.
My name is Jaden Simons, and I own Northwest Outfitters Guide Service.
I'm Crystal Nisley. I own the Iron and Clay Coffee Shop located on Lake of the Woods, It's based out of an art studio.
My name is Lisa Ann Geddes, and I'm the owner of Vegan Delights by Lisa Ann. I just love exploring the endless possibility of new ingredients. It just fires me up.
I wanted to be outside, I wanted to be doing everything I wanted to do, and I wanted to make a living doing it.
When we're coming home,
I think you have to approach this business like you're an artist. Take a lot of pride in what you do and put a lot of creativity into it and try for the best results possible.
We offer home-baked pastries, gourmet coffee drinks, and locally sourced coffee and tea.
We do all year guiding and a luxury fish house rental, which is right behind me.
We hope that we'll share what a plant-based diet looks like and the health benefits of a plant-focused plate.
I was able to access grant money and some excellent training through the Northwest Business Center Starter Company Plus program.
The Northwest Business Center helped me a ton.
The assistance in creating a business plan and giving me a better understanding of startup groundwork for my business was incredibly helpful for me as a new business owner.
Not having a business background at all, it really helped to boost my confidence as a business person.
All the questions I had about accounting, pretty much anything that I needed help with, it was incredible.
The best part about running this business is really putting your money where your mouth is. You get to run the business in the best possible way.
Getting to show up to work every day, doing something that I'm excited about, and knowing that I'm making a positive impact on my community.
Just being here with my kids and having that kind of daily interaction with them, spending quality time with them, it's just thrilling.
I'm excited about the future of Iron and Clay and the impact that small businesses as a whole can make on the community.
I'd like to keep growing the business, but also remain focused on quality and remain focused on community and become an employer, a major employer in the area.
If you're considering pursuing a dream of starting your own business,
No, it's going to be a lot of work. But if you're dedicated to what you want and you have a goal and a passion, then go for it.
Definitely go down to the business center and have them help you because, like I said, any questions you have, they'll be able to help you out.
They'll give you everything you need to start and to do it right the first time.
the Northwest Business Center provided a tremendous jump start to the startup of my business.
It's my first full year of business and it's been going really well so far.
I want to do high quality work at fair prices and stay in the community and grow with the community.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank you
so-
so much, Ethan.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful day learning and hearing from the other presenters.
Excellent. So in your package that says business services in the Rainy River District, you will have all the contact information for Allison in there. And she's going to be sending me her presentation, so I will send that out to you as well afterwards. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Let me see if we have. Next on our list is Chathra from the Northwestern Ontario Innovation Center. And there he is. Good afternoon, Chathra. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon. It's been a little bit hectic day, but I do have a presentation and I'm going to share my screen in a moment.
Excellent. Good.
Can you see my screen?
We can.
Okay. So, first of all, I just want to give you a little bit of introduction about the Innovation Center. We are a not-for-profit organization. We mainly support businesses operating in science, technology, manufacturing, and agri-food. While we have a couple of exceptions, but basically we support the businesses I just mentioned. And we do have a couple of support programs. So I will start with Boreal Springboard program. This is one of our new initiatives. With this program, we hope to support businesses specifically operating in forestry sector. But the main focus of this program is to support seed companies. You might have an idea about creating a forest product or something out of forestry. We are very much interested in you, and this program accepts application until 19th of February, and we are hoping to select at least 5 companies, and then we will invest up to 20,000 in each of these companies. And we offer this program in partnership with Lakehead University, Confederation College, plus few other organizations. We will heavily invest in your company. We will also support product development, research, marketing, and all that, which includes 12 weeks program in the Innovation Center. So if you are interested in about this program, there is a QR code at the bottom of the screen. You can copy that. And also, if you are interested, please feel free to get in touch with us. We are more than happy to hear from you. And the applications are accepted until 19th of February. The second one I like to introduce is NTAP, which is Northern Technology Accelerator Program. As I said earlier, this is one of the few exceptions where we can support many businesses, regardless of the industry, as long as you have been operating at least for a year period with at least 30,000 in annual revenue. So if you want to upgrade your website or purchase business-specific software or business-specific hardware, or if you want to do some cybersecurity upgrades or broadband upgrades, we can support with this program. This is a continuous program which will continue for at least 3 more years, and we can support up to 10,000 at 50% cost share. And we also have registered vendors to support with NTAP program. So if you are interested in getting some funding support to make some upgrades to your website or purchase softwares or business-specific hardwares, we are more than happy to support you. Again, there is a QR code at the bottom of the screen. So if you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to scan this QR code. The next program, which I think is quite familiar to most of you, it's a SNAP. So this has been going on for quite some time. The most recent intake started last Monday, and the application deadline is 13th of March. The only difference is you can apply for up to 15,000 at 50% cost share this time around. So with SNAP, we basically support agribusinesses, food businesses, and anyone who has anything to do with food. You are more than welcome to apply. SNAP also supports startups. We just have to get some additional documents. And also we support application processing. If you need to get some feedback about your application, we are more than happy to support you. Again, there is a QR code on the screen. And if you are interested in applying for the SNAP program, you have to sort of reach out to us. Then we will have an initial eligibility check, and then we will share the application with you. So if you know anyone who's interested in getting some funding for their agribusiness, please feel free to share this message with them. So this one is our newest initiative. It's called FEAST. FEAST stands for Food Enterprise Advancement and SME Transformation. I know that's a little bit difficult to pronounce, which is why we call it FEAST. So this program, we haven't launched it yet, but we are hopefully launching this program within the next couple of weeks' time. The idea of FEAST is to support food manufacturers to take their businesses beyond the farmers market. You might be running your business in the farmers market, or maybe you have not even started your business and you are looking for some funding, mentorship, additional support through industry stakeholders, access to a commercial kitchen. We have a lot of support for you. So this program we will be launching in collaboration with the 7 Generations Education Institute in Kenora. And if you are from Kenora, I know Fort Frances is a little bit far from Kenora, but if you are interested, the only part that you are missing is probably the access to a commercial kitchen, but the other resources we can definitely share with you. And we will be calling for applications in the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for more details. I think those are the main programs that we have at this moment, but we also have other programs that we can support. Say, for instance, we have a program called Trailblazer. Like if you have a business idea, you haven't validated it, you would like to know whether it's something you can actually do, we will have a training program. In fact, the next intake of the Trailblazer will be on 5th of February, which is next week. And also, if you want to get some market intelligence, as you know, when you're running a business, sometimes you would like to know what's happening in the market, what kind of things would happen in the next couple of years. So if you are interested in getting some of these marketing intelligence report, we can help you with that. Sometimes this report could cost up to $5,000, $10,000 because these reports are quite expensive. We have a partnership with Mars, which is one of the big market intelligence organization based out of Toronto. So if you are interested in getting market intelligence reports, we can help you with that. And also we have in-house marketing experts. So if you're interested in getting to know about marketing campaigns, we can help you with that. And also, I just want to mention about another program which we have launched recently. It's called Building Blueprints for AI Adoption. The intake for this program closed on last Friday. I just had a chat with the coordinator this morning. He said we may have at least 2 more opportunities. So it's very kind of tight timeline. But if you are still interested in applying for BBA program, just let us know. We have just about 2 spots open at this point. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer, but it's kind of very short. I thought I should give you a brief overview of the program that we have within the short time period allocated.
Thank you so much. And again, all of Chathra's contact information is in your package that you received today and that was posted into the chat. So if anyone wants to get in touch with Chathra directly, please feel free to do that. And yeah, any questions? Yeah.
I'm just wondering the last program. I didn't quite hear the last thing you said.
What was the name of the last program, Chathra?
Okay, I think it's a BBA program, Building Blueprints for Blueprints for AI Adoption. So if I give you a little bit of information about this program, this involves 5 workshops. The first one will start on 10th of February. So the first one and the last one are in person if you are in Thunder Bay, of course. But if you're from the region, you can attend those programs virtually. So what happens is through these workshops, we will help you build an AI adoption plan for your business. So once you build the AI adoption plan, you also have the opportunity to apply for funding up to 20,000 at 50% cost share. So you have to attend the training programs and complete your AI adoption plan before you can apply for funding. So if you are interested, I can provide more details. So please let me know. We can support. I think we still have 2 more seats available if anyone is interested.
Excellent. Thank you. So we'll make sure that everyone gets your contact information and that we can they can reach out to you directly. So then we're going to move on to our next presenter. Thank you, Chathra, for coming and presenting. And the next person on our list today is Tanner Ross. Tanner is from the Métis Voyageur Development Fund. So take it away, Tanner.
Good afternoon, everyone. Angela, I did send over a presentation the other day when I thought this meeting was. I'm not sure if you received it from me or if you want me to share my screen.
Might as well go ahead and share your screen and then you can follow it along if you want. Yeah.
Sounds good. Bear with.
No problem.
Fortunately, I'm using cloud. Our cloud is a little slow today, so everything's kind of slow.
That's okay.
Catch up. Yeah,
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
there. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So thank you everyone for taking time, and appreciate Angela for you inviting me and MBTF here. So as Angela alluded, I am with the Métis Board Development Fund. So I probably won't appeal to everyone here, but there might be some. I did see one client mix. So we are a kind of a niche financing service for Métis-owned businesses across the province of Ontario. So we go everywhere, anywhere in the province, within the provincial borders, and we provide financial services typically in asset-based lending for any eligible business that is either majority owned by a citizen or at least 50% owned, but that's based on basis. So that with husband and wife ownerships, siblings, and those kind of arrangements. All businesses that we provide services to must be for profit, and they have to be all residing in Ontario. So it can't be businesses such as one that operates in Ontario with a Manitoba or force. All of our financing is asset-based in approach, so that's equipment purchases, vehicles, tangible assets, real estate. We do construction financing, just finance, startups, existing businesses. We're kind of a one-stop shop. The primary areas that we don't touch on are so as landlord financing, so if you're running properties, laundromats. We don't do Bitcoin currency. We don't do typically it again just passive in nature. There are some areas that are gray areas right now that we're through, but those our financing can provide. It's designed to be high leverage financing, so the financing provided government Canada, government Ontario, designed through the or implemented through the reconciliation framework with the government to meet citizens across the province. So we are one of 7 Métis Capital Corps across the country, with majority located in Western Canada. But we are by far largest Métis Capital Corp throughout the associated capital corporations, as well as the largest digital. So how our financing works is that we provide competitive rate financing. So
can I interrupt you for just a second?
Yep.
You seem to be kind of breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if your microphone, you could put it a little closer maybe, or.
Personally, it's a rigid one. I will try and hold it up to my face.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So our financing is designed to be lower interest rate financing. So conventionally, we'd be roughly at market, if not below market, in our interest rates. On top of that, we provide capital grant through the AAP program, the Average Entrepreneurship Program. So what this means is that all of our loans come with grants up to 10% of the loan max of the loan up to maximum of $99,000. So how this would work is that easiest way to illustrate it, you get a loan, you would have additional grant applied to it at 10%. You would receive $100,000, but only have to repay $90,000. There are some conditions around it, but that's the quick and dirty summary of how that was structured. The other way that we help improve soft costs, so that's appraisals, business plans, environmental structure reports. We provide some support for accounting, bookkeeping, marketing, building permits, engineering drawings, HVAC drawings. I'm sure there's others I'm missing there. But it's essentially costs that would be incurred that would have to require as an equity borrower to help us get to the final funding stage. So there's a little bit of gray area in between, but that's the key ones that we typically do our business plans, appraisal, I have put a list of some of the key programs that we have right now, have used in the past. There are other ones that have trickled in, are key ones. So during COVID, we had the CEBA equivalent. For all those business owners who are the CEBA loan during the COVID pandemic, $60,000 loan, and additional $40% or 67%, keep 33%. The Métis had one that was similar structure, but it actually ended up being back 30.
Sorry, Tanner, we're only getting about half of what you're saying right now, unfortunately.
I imagine it has something to do with our cloud being all lost right now. Unfortunately, our office building had a furnace and gas issue, so we all got kicked out.
Okay.
That's around. Tell you what, I'll keep going for now, Angela. You have it. So if anyone has questions, they have the report.
Okay.
They send me an email, and I'll get back if I can, just for the sake of keeping.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
So the two active programs we have right now, we have the Métis Women's Entrepreneurship Program. This is specifically designed to help Métis women entrepreneurship throughout the province of Ontario. Currently, and I'll say that with underscore, it is a $60,000 loan, 45% initially would be able to grant contributions, $60,000 in $33,000 at a 5% interest. We are having pending changes effective first. That will change that to $60,000, 40% grant, but the interest rate will drop from 5% to 4%. And then there's the conventional Métis finance program, which has loans of $2.5 million. Again, that's that competitive interest rates compared to major FIs, credit unions with non-repayable grant 10% to a maximum of $900,000. So, illustration of that would be if you had a loan of $909,999, full grant, any dollar over that, the grant was still capped at $900,000. So $200,000. That is MVDS financing in a nutshell. Currently, right now, we are a staff of 2 in active deal underwriting. There is Mark Connolly. She is the business and credit analyst. She handles the smaller capitalization department loans, and she is the primary contact intake and performance program. And myself as director, I am tasked with more complex / fun deals with more hair and complexity, more rigorous diligence requirements for completion. We are currently underway of hiring up staff. So as of right now, we do have quite a backlog by the day. So our process is a little more cumbersome in general in terms of finance process. We try and get through it as quick as possible, but for any clients, current and prospective, I would say that if you have rush deals coming up that you would like to talk about, talk about them. But unfortunately, right now we are quite locked down. But if you have time to wait and have patience, we are definitely willing to talk to you about your business. And that's all I have.
How about the wait times and the backlog?
Can you repeat the wait times and the backlog for us, please, Tanner?
Yeah, so typically right now, when it comes to our general program, we try and turn things around within a 3-month period, start to finish, including business plans. That is usually my target. Right now, I would say we're well beyond 3 months. We have about, I think we're up to about 35 inquiries. I have 6 files to go currently that are underway, 4 more pending for next month, and on top of emails, phone calls, meetings. So things are a little backlogged in terms of meeting those benchmarks. So the one thing I advise is that if for clients who have a rush deal, I would openly state that I am not your best choice, just to make sure that you still meet the benchmark desire of what project. We can do refinancing on past projects. We definitely have a project that we may not be able to convert away in the immediate. Definitely revisit us or getting and then financing so that we are still providing the best benefit business. But yeah, in terms of rush / time sensitive deals. Unfortunately, I'm likely not going to be a best friend.
Excellent. Any other questions in the room or anyone online have any questions for Tanner? If not, we'll move along to our next. So we'll also make sure that they have your contact information, Tanner, and then they can contact you directly if they have specific questions to ask you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So next we're going to go to Melissa. Now, Melissa, do you want to share your screen with us? I know you sent me a presentation ahead, but is it easier maybe if you want to share your screen?
Yeah, it'll probably be easier if I share my screen. I just sent it ahead just so you would have it to give it out if anyone asked.
Absolutely. We'll make sure everyone gets a copy of it. So this is Melissa, and she's with Futurepreneur. So she's going to tell you about her program.
Yes, 1 second. Okay. I want to share it, but the bar is blocking it. So just 1 sec.
There's also an option at the bottom on the right-hand side.
I think I got it now.
We're not seeing your screen.
Yeah, I just had to reopen it a different way.
So
Okay, can you see it now?
we sure can.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Mel Green. I am the Business Development Manager for Northern Ontario at Futurepreneur Canada. So I cover quite a large region. I cover from Huntsville, Muskoka, all the way to Kenora. So as you can imagine, that is a lot of traveling on my part. I'm currently based in North Bay, but I do support the whole Northern Ontario region. So if you were ever interested in learning more about Futurepreneur or working with Futurepreneur, it's likely me that you would be connected with. So Futurepreneur is Canada's only nonprofit organization dedicated to providing financing, mentoring, and business resources to entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 39. We just ask generally that the majority shareholder is between that age range, 18 to 39. So sometimes we do have people who are older than that age cap, but the majority shareholder falls within that range, so it would still qualify for the program. So just keep that in mind. Just some stats from Futurepreneur. This is from 2024. We've been around since 1996. So since we first launched this program, we have supported over 18,000 business owners and launched over 14,000 businesses across Canada. So like I said, we are Canada-wide. We are located in every single province and territory across Canada. 42% of the businesses that we've supported have been women-led, which is much higher than the Canadian average, which is 19%. So we're definitely putting a focus on diversifying the business ecosystems. On average, the businesses that we support create about 4 jobs per business, which is fantastic. We also have a network of over 2,000 mentors, which I will get into when we talk about the programs. So, our startup programs, we have our main program, which is our core startup program, and this offers up to $75,000 in an unsecured loan. If you don't know what an unsecured loan is, it just means that you do not need to provide any assets like a car or a house as backup for the loan. We just go off of a personal credit check. So you can apply for anywhere between $5,000 to $75,000. We work in partnership with the BDC. So what that means is if you apply for the full amount of $75,000, $25,000 would come from Futurepreneur and the remaining $50,000 would come from the BDC. With our programs, you are also matched with a mentor for 2 years. So you will be matched with a mentor based on a skill set or an area that you need support in with your business. And then that mentor will be along with you for the first 2 years of starting your business. We generally ask that you meet with your mentor for up to 4 hours a month. So usually that's once a week or however it works out for you and the mentor, but they're there to guide you through all of the first steps of starting a business. We also have an entrepreneurship coach. So this coach is someone who can support you before you apply in creating your business documents, like your business plan and cash flow. They can also support you with your business growth after you've applied and gone through the program. And then, of course, there's always futurepreneur opportunities going on all over the country that you can be a part of. So next up, we have our Black Entrepreneurship Startup Program. This offers all of the same things as our core startup program. The difference with this one is that if you identify as part of the Black community, then you can be matched with a mentor or business development manager that has lived experience. So again, up to $75,000 with the loan, 2 years of mentorship, support from the EC. Another difference with this program is that once you've completed the program, you can apply for an additional $40,000 of what's called follow-on financing. So once you've gone through the program and paid back the initial loan, you can apply for another loan for growth up to $40,000. Similarly, we have our Indigenous Entrepreneur Startup Program. So once again, all of the same things that our core program offers, but you get to work with a business development manager or a mentor that identifies as Indigenous and has lived experience. Our last program is our side hustle program. So this is for individuals who are looking to start a business on the side of their full-time job. This offers up to $25,000 in financing, and you have to have no intention of running your business full-time in the first 12 months. You would also need to demonstrate that you do have a full-time sustainable income on or outside of the business, because this is not meant to fully support you. This is meant to be a side hustle. It also comes with the 2 years of mentorship as well. So just a few eligibility requirements. I'm not going to go through all of them just for the sake of time, but the main ones are the age between 18 and 39. You need to be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident of Canada, also residing in Canada, willing to work with a mentor. You also do need to consent to a credit check. Like I said, it would be a hard credit check. And ideally, you would be not in the research and development stage. So this means if you're developing a product or service, it needs to be already developed, or a prototype needs to be already completed in order to move forward with the process. And the business has to be in no more than 2 years of full-time operation. So if you've been running a business full-time for more than 2 years, that would no longer be considered a startup. So it would not be eligible for the program. So just a quick little piece on how it works. So if you're currently in the idea stage and you're not quite sure where to go, we do have a Rock My Business workshop series. It is a 3-part series that offers idea workshopping, business plan writing, and cash flow writing. We do that once a month. So it's definitely something to look at if you're not sure where to start. If you need additional support with your business plan, that's where our entrepreneurship coaches come in, as well as myself. I do a lot of business plan reviews and cash flow reviews to give you feedback. If you're already ready to go, then feel free to contact me and we can get started. And if you want, you can just take a look at our website and see if any of this fits for you. Once you've applied, it's pretty simple. So first you would start by registering on our portal. You would get your documents ready to submit the application. Once the application is submitted, it takes approximately 10 to 12 weeks for it to be approved and dispersed. So from the time that you submit to the time that you receive the money is about 10 to 12 weeks. So after you've applied, it goes to your approval stage. After you are approved, you are matched with a mentor, and then you receive the money. And then I just wanted to add a few of our futurepreneurs that we've supported. Some of these names on the next slide, I'm sure you'll recognize, but these are all people that have started with our Futurepreneur program and are now making big waves in the Canadian business ecosystem. So one of our main ones is Skip the Dishes. The funder of Skip the Dishes started with our program and is now doing a lot of business. I'm sure all of you have seen Skip the Dishes at some point. Same with Smart Suites in BC. These Smart Suites are now on shelves everywhere in Canada. They're very, very popular. Knix is a women's underwear brand that has taken off recently as well. A few others, we have Good Food in Quebec. That's a brand that does similar to Chef's Plate, like a meal prepping service. And then Property Guys is a website designed for real estate. So there's some other bigger names on there as well. And that's it for me. So please feel free to reach out if you're interested in any of these programs. I can answer any of your questions about eligibility and we can see where you're at. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Melissa, for your presentation. And just in the interest of time, we're going to move on. But if anyone has questions for Melissa, please feel free to reach out. Her contact information again is in your package, and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer those questions. So thank you so much. And moving right along, we have Allison McTaggart from the Business Development Bank of Canada.
Hi. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, Angela, if that's okay.
Absolutely, go right ahead.
Perfect. Okay, you guys can see everything okay? Yeah, okay, good stuff. Well, thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Allie McTaggart. I'm the Senior Accounts Manager for BDC out of the Kenora office. I started in this role about a year ago, but prior to that, I worked in business development and lending for over 10 years in the Kenora and Sioux Narrows, Nestor Falls area. With my new role, I now cover Kenora, Red Lake, Sioux Lookout, Atikokan, Dryden, Fort Frances, and Rainy River. I've lived in Northwestern Ontario for most of my life, and I'm very excited to be working in this larger territory and to continue supporting entrepreneurs like yourself. So a little bit about BDC. So BDC was actually established in 1944, and their main headquarters are in Montreal. We can provide financing, venture capital, and advisory services to help businesses grow and innovate. We are a bank, but we only work with entrepreneurs. We work with small and medium-sized businesses. That would be companies with less than 500 employees. And we have over 100,000 businesses as clients across Canada, and that number just continues to keep growing. So just before we go into the kinds of things that BDC can do to help support your business, I just want to quickly touch on what we don't do. So we don't provide bank accounts, credit cards, term deposits, line of credits, GICs, grants, and we don't do lending for residential properties. So you can go to your bank. They have a lot of those types of products, credit cards, things like that. BDC wants to stay away from that so that we can invest more time into business development with our clients and put more money back into our portfolio to support Canadian entrepreneurs. So, sorry. Yeah, so there are other ways that we support our entrepreneurs, and there's 3 paths that we focus on. So one is financing, which is in the form of term loans. We can do capital investments, which are specialized capital, such as through venture companies, or we have a stream that's called growth and transition capital. And we are actually one of the largest and most active venture capital investors in Canada. And our third stream is advisory services. So that's something that not a lot of other organizations offer, other than like Rainy River Futures does a great job with that. Our services are paid for, so there's a bit of a difference in that sense as well, but I'll get back into that in a little bit. So for financing, we work on all sorts of things, change of ownership, if you're looking for a commercial property to move your business into, equipment, just working capital. If you need help with exporting into new markets, we have a whole team of people that are here to help with that. So in terms of financing, you can buy things like machinery, you can renovate your facilities, finance key growth projects, or cover cash flow caused by disruptions. We offer equipment loans and equipment lines. The lines are unique because often when you need that piece of equipment or the right piece of equipment comes along for your business, for example, you need to act quickly. and you need to purchase it or commit to purchasing it rather quickly. The equipment line allows you to be essentially approved for X amount of dollars, and you have a year to draw on it. So when you do find, say you're at an auction and that skid steer comes up for sale and you need the funds, you'll have them there, provide the invoice to BDC, and they'll pay for it. So with those equipment lines and equipment loans, we can actually do up to 125% financing, which helps cover things like your installation or transportation. Perhaps you need to have an employee trained on the new piece of equipment, so it can help with working capital in that sense. With our commercial mortgages, we can do up to 25 years on land and building. And with our working capital loans, we can help for things such as economic recovery and liquidity for growth. All of our loans, we can offer up to a year of postponed principal. So you'll pay interest only for the first year as you get your, whatever your project might be, you get it started and start generating the revenue, and then you can pay it back with principal and interest payments a year later. So I'm not going to go too much into our capital stream, but if you are thinking your business is at a point where you need a huge chunk of capital to progress, just let me know and I can get you a lot of that information. And then finally, our advisory services. We have them here to help entrepreneurs work smarter. Our goal is to help the business adopt and incorporate best practice to meet business challenges and remain competitive. So we want, sorry, I'm not changing my slides here. So sorry about that. With advisory, we want to accelerate your growth. We work on increasing your sales by focusing on sales and marketing, both traditional and digital, and as well as innovation, such as product development. We want to see your business be more agile, more efficient. We can help you improve your operations by streamlining processes, implementing lean manufacturing, and selecting the right equipment and technology for your business. We have lots of great support for strategic planning, financial management, organizational design, HR management. So whether you're at a startup point or you're at a point where you're looking to grow your business, or even if you're at the end of your business cycle and you're looking to sell, there's advisory services that are here to work with you specifically on your business. It's tailored to you. You get one-on-one help, and it's a great program to go through. So yeah, we do have a lot of flexibility with our repayment schedules. We see what your cash flow cycle is like, and we base it off of that. So we can do, there's a lot of seasonal businesses in this area. So we do seasonal payments from June to October when we know it's the busy months of operation. And then you go down to interest-only payments in the remaining winter months. So yeah, so I do encourage you to go to bdc.ca. There are so many different tools and resources for a business at any stage. There's books, there's templates if you're looking at doing some cash flow planning. It's all free on there, so take a peek and hopefully something will work for you. And this was just a very high level presentation, so please reach out if you have specific questions, and I'd be very happy to help you with that.
Excellent. Thank you, Allison. That was a good overview. And again, everyone has your contact information. So hopefully those that are interested will reach out and be able to hopefully get some assistance with applying to BDCs.
Thank you. Sounds great. And have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next on our list, we have Greg from Fednor. So take it away, Greg.
Let me know if you can see my screen.
So Ali, I think you're still sharing your screen. You just get you to. Allison, did you turn off your screen? Here we go. There's Greg. So I'm going to turn on the multiple share. You'll have to share it again, please, Greg.
Yep. Let me know if you can see it.
We can see it. Thank you very much. So this is Greg from FedNor.
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Greg DeSemini. I'm an initiatives officer with FedNor. So a little basic overarching information about our agency is we're one of several regional development agencies located and representing the different geographic regions across Canada. So our mandate is to support and foster economic growth in Northern Ontario. We cover from the Manitoba border all the way down to the Parry Sound Muskoka area. And we have offices and officers located all throughout Northern Ontario. I'm located in Thunder Bay, and I primarily serve the area along the North Shore, Lake Superior and Greenstone, but I've also been assisting with outreach in the Rainy River District as well. So all of our funding and our operations, basically, along with our mandate, are informed and directed by what's called the Prosperity and Growth Strategy for Northern Ontario, or the PGSNO as an acronym. We love acronyms in government. This was a strategy that was actually spearheaded by FedNor back in 2018 to try and gain more feedback and guide our priorities more to align with what is needed and what's wanted on the ground in Northern Ontario. So started in 2018 and was updated in 2025. And it's been adopted as a government-wide strategy for how to address growth strategies for Northern Ontario. So all of our programming has to tie back to this. And there are certain things that we don't support and directly under this, but it basically, like I said, is every government department when working with Northern Ontario is guided by these principles. So out of it came 3 pillars, referred to as building Northern Ontario strong, growing companies and markets, and innovation to drive productivity. So under the building Northern Ontario strong priority, we look to help communities better respond to economic opportunities and challenges by helping to grow economic development capacity, supporting critical infrastructure development, as well as helping to strengthen the workforce. Under growing companies and markets, we look to empower businesses to effectively drive economic growth in the region by enhancing investment readiness and reducing barriers to trade, improving access to capital, providing pathfinding and business services, and helping to grow priority in emerging sectors. Under the innovation to drive productivity, we look to strengthen the regional innovation ecosystems to support businesses, create new advancements, and enhance productivity. And by doing this, we look to encourage new ideas and collaboration, look to boost rural and northern innovation, and promote technology adoption. There's 4 programs, funding programs specifically, that we refer to our core programs. There's the Northern Ontario Development Program, which is actually our flagship program. It's been around since we started as an initiative in 1987. There's the Regional Economic Growth through Innovation, which looks to target organizations specifically working or looking to enter the innovation sector. The Community Futures programs, which funds operations for Community Futures organizations across Canada, as well as the Economic Development Initiative, which targets Francophone and language minority communities. So under the Northern Ontario Development Program, there are various streams or priorities that we look to support. The first being community economic development. So through this stream, we look to help communities and not-for-profits as well as Indigenous communities identify and prioritize viable economic opportunities, become more competitive by supporting the implementation of identified priorities, and help to enhance collaboration among stakeholders to achieve regional economic development goals. We also support private sector and SMEs through the Business Growth and Competitiveness stream, which looks to foster economic growth and increase competitiveness for Northern Ontario's businesses by supporting projects that improve productivity, reach new markets, and facilitate access to capital. So our CED work, we work a lot with municipalities and not-for-profits on things like everything has to have an economic development lens with us, so we can support things like planning and to help decision-making, as well as infrastructure and capital projects that support economic development. Our private sector businesses, we look to support and note that we don't support startup businesses, but we're really aimed at businesses that are looking to take the next step, enter new markets, increase their productivity. We typically look for at least 2 years of operations, but some of our targeted programs have requirements for 3 years. There's also another stream that's under this, it's not noted on this slide, called the Community Investment Initiative for Northern Ontario. It's specifically targeted to municipalities and Indigenous communities that have barriers to economic development capacity. So through that program specifically, communities can hire economic development officer positions for a period of up to 3 years at 90% support if they don't already have any sense of or any support for ECDEV capacity. Our regional economic growth through innovation program is very much targeted to organizations and businesses operating in innovative sectors. So like our Northern Ontario Development Program, we can support SMEs. This one is targeted specifically to those innovative firms. So, ones that are looking to adapt or adopt innovative technologies, develop new processes, or create value-added products. So we can help with business and scale up and productivity in that sense. We also support regional innovation ecosystems with this. So it aims to develop and grow strong, inclusive regional ecosystems that support innovation and business growth. A lot of this support is targeted to the various regional innovation centers like NYC, who is speaking. We also have the Targeted Manufacturing Initiative for Northern Ontario, which is aimed specifically and has specific priorities that help innovative firms directly involved in manufacturing. Our third core program is the Community Futures Program. I'm not going to go too much in depth because Angela's going to give you lots of great information on what they do. FedNor's involvement is what we fund their operations, and they work as our as partners on the ground in our more rural communities. And there's 24 Community Futures Development Corporations that FedNor funds through Northern Ontario. And the last core program is the Economic Development Initiative. So this one it mirrors a lot of the things we can support under NODP, but it's aimed specifically at communities, official language minority communities, and organizations that are looking to, develop economic opportunities in those official language minority communities. We also have what we refer to as targeted funding programs, and these are, as opposed to our flagship programs, which are continuous intake and are ongoing, subject to, budget announcements. The targeted funding programs are specific, finite, with a specific start and end date, and a dedicated source of funding that are announced given the government's priorities during yearly budget releases. Right now, we currently have 4 that we're administering. There's the Regional Tariff Response Initiative, the Regional Artificial Intelligence Initiative, which is that second one is aimed at specifically at businesses already operating or looking to enter and develop strategic artificial AI projects and programs. There's the Regional Home Building Innovation Initiative, which is aimed at producers and manufacturers looking to help address the housing crisis throughout Canada, and as well as the Black Entrepreneurship Program, which targets specifically support to Black entrepreneurs. I'm going to go into a little. We have information on all of these, and if you ever need to reach out, we have tons of handouts, fact sheets. Our website is great for overviews of all the programs. I'm going to touch a little bit more on the Regional Tariff Response Initiative because it's the newest one that just came out recently. So this is specifically targeted to help businesses affected by tariffs to increase business productivity and competitiveness while reducing costs. So it's really aimed at helping lots of businesses that are dependent upon exports pivot to more domestic supply chains. So I forgot to mention earlier, all of our private sector support is typically repayable. So we, as you work through a project with us, we determine a repayment schedule after project completion that can go up to anywhere from 1 to 10 years. At 0%. Under the Regional Tariff Response Initiative, there's a unique opportunity to offer non-repayable contributions to private sector businesses, with the caveat being the businesses have to have a minimum 25% of sales in markets specifically targeted by tariffs, or that they can demonstrate negative impacts due to tariffs, such as increased costs, reduced sales, import-export taxation, or loss of market access. So under this program, non-repayable contributions can be up to $1 million to a maximum 50% of eligible costs. So if you have a $2 million project, we can support up to 1 million of that non-repayable. Anything over $1 million is repayable. And under that, though, we can also fund up to an increased 75% of eligible costs. Things to consider for this program specifically are the priority sectors. So we're looking for businesses that operate in the steel, automotive, critical minerals, mining, forestry, clean tech, bioeconomy, and agriculture sectors. And under this, specifically retail and tourism sector businesses are not eligible. So it's a very high level and brief overview of all of our programs. Our website is a great place if you ever just want to go check out some more in-depth information on what we can and what we can't support. through specific programs. We also always encourage you, if you're looking to discuss a project or to apply for programming, reach out directly to an officer. So I left my contact information here. You can email me anytime, give me a call, and I'm happy to chat if you want to see if you're a good fit for us, or I can also help you direct you to another officer who might be working more in your area. So that's it for me.
Excellent. Thank you, Greg, for that's very informative. And I can attest to the website being very informative, even for us that when we're looking for information as well. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Next on our list is the next three presenters are in-house here in Fort Francis, and we have Leanne Mose with Northern Ontario Heritage Fund.
I really like your screensaver.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember what it is.
It's chaotic driving at your wedding, I assume.
Oh, yes. My uncle took that photo. Sorry. Great.
That's awesome.
There we go. Yeah. That's a shame. Oh, yeah, it was. Right? I'm just showing us all this. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me online and stuff? I'm here today just to talk about some programs that the NOHFC has available right now for public and private sector businesses. Our first one I'm going to talk about is the Community Enhancement Program. It is for non-for-profits, Indigenous communities, and rural municipalities. We only cover Northern Ontario, so no Southern Ontario businesses or municipalities are allowed to apply. And for this one, no city over the population of 30,000 can apply for this. It has 3 different steps, I call them. For communities under 1,500 or Elizabeth communities, can get 90% up to 200,000. Communities over 1,500 can get 75% up to 500,000, or communities bigger than that can get up to 50% up to $2 million. Not saying that a community under 1,500 has a big project can't get the 50% up to 2 million. They have 3 steps. Some communities only have the 2 steps if you're over 1,500 population, or if you're bigger than the $30,000, then you only can get the 50%. Our next program is our People and Talents program. This is for internship. We have 2 funding streams. One is the Indigenous Workforce Development stream, and then we have the Workforce Development stream. This is for public and private businesses. For the public businesses, it's 90% up to the 35,000 for both programs. Whereas for private businesses for the Indigenous workforce stream can get 50% up to 52,500. Or for the workforce development stream, you can get 50% up to $35,000. for positions like apprenticeships where it's hourly based, or they have it several years before they get their professional ticket. You can get up to 2 years of funding for them, but the funding is usually for 52 weeks. And it has to be of in a position that takes up to a year to learn. So we're not gonna do gas attendants, administrative assistants, they're kind of, that clerical duty they're coming away from. But any other job, dev jobs, apprenticeships, water treatment, jobs are all eligible jobs. The next program is Invest North. This is for the private sector. We do have a launch program where you can get 50% funding up to 200,000. Or we have a grow program if you want to expand your business where you can get a grant of 20%, or you can get a grant loan kind of combination, grant of 20% and a loan of 30%, so up to 50% of the cost, or I haven't seen it yet, 50% loan. Usually people go for the grant part. Locate is, this is for bigger businesses that want to locate to, Northern Ontario. They can, get up to, depending on the size of the business, how many jobs they create, kind of thing, they can get up to $5 million in grant. Always, sometimes just grant, sometimes flash grant loan money, depending on what their business is and stuff like that. Our innovation program is supporting research and development or commercialization of new or innovative technology. Here again, it depends on what you're making and how, if you can get up to $2 million in funding on that one. This one is the one that Angela was talking about, the Burger Wars there. This is for community events. This is for municipalities, indigenous communities, non-profits, and for local services boards. It could be a new or reoccurring, in-person or virtual, community-based or tourism event. Some of the events that we have funded in this area so far has been Railroad Days out in Rainy River, the Fort Francis Bass Tournament, Burger Wars, and then we did the chair, and one out in Rainy River, the board. Trail fair, yeah, thank you. I know it has something to do with like that. So we've done several around here and you can get 30% up to $15,000 in funding. And I was quick and furious, but contact me if you have any questions or have any proposals you want to discuss. I will go on the next one.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you, Leanne, for your presentation. Just going to stop. All right. Next we have Karen Lynn Evans from Carroll Center for Women's Enterprise.
Hello, everyone. I actually don't have a physical presentation with me, so I'm going to explain how I'm going to go through and do this. When I talk about the different programs, we talk about the stage of business you're at, startup, growth, expansion type thing. So we're going to start with all our startup things that we can do for startup businesses between both programs and funding. And you'll note that some will kind of cross over between the different stages, but I'm going to only deal with them once. So first of all, we have with startups, we do a Ready to Start a Business Camp. It runs every second month currently. It is now taking intakes for our next session, which starts in March. Should be starting the second week after March, the week after International Women's Day. And it runs on Tuesdays for about an hour and a half. You do need to be in attendance to get the recordings, just to let you know. It is recorded. It will walk you through what you need to know about starting a business and to put into practice. So if you're at startup stage, pre-startup stage, or early startup, I would highly recommend taking that course. 4 weeks, hour and a half of your day, 4 weeks. Not a long period of time, but it's a good starting point so you can understand better where you have to jump off from. In addition to the Ready to Start a Business, we have our Mukamunkwe Biz Camp that will be starting soon. It is currently accepting applications, or it should be very short. That means you have to be Indigenous to be enrolled in it. It's looking for those who are in early startup or pre-startup or just start kind of thing. If you're high up there, I wouldn't recommend taking it. You're gonna be bored to tears. I'm gonna tell you right now, because a lot of the stuff is what you need to know to get started. The that one will start I think it's starting the second week of March. So there's no cost to attend any of our sessions, but it will be free to attend, go over, you know, what you need to know about starting a business. It does do information on trauma informed and all that kind of thing in there. It's a very private course. We keep it down to about 16 people enrolled is usually the maximum we'll go to. It's a very specific course, completely different than the Ready to Start a Business, which is open to anyone. I will note for the few men out there, we are a women's organization. We are funded for our various funders for helping people who run for-profit businesses, who own our own businesses are over 50% owned by women. So if you're a man, can't really help you. I can guide you to different areas, but I would say any of the women that you know in your life, please have them come talk to us. Love to talk to you. But I'm happy to guide people to wherever they need to be. Okay, so we've got that one coming. And it kind of jump now to our funding stream. Our mainstay that has been with apparel for 29 years is our apparel circles. Apparel circles are available to anyone from startup to expansion. You can be in business, you don't have to be in business. It's up to you. If you want to access the funding through it, and you're in an apparel circle, you have to be in business. You can't just get funding if you're not in business. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, that's just the case. Apparel circles are comprised of 4 to 7 women. They can be from your area, they can be from across Canada. It doesn't matter. If you're looking to meet other women, we run circle ups monthly. Just go to our website, log into the My Apparel Path portal. It's the third one you pick, and you'll get a drop down menu as to new times for the new circle ups. We have funding involved that we partner with Rainbow Future Development, or partner with AADC, depending on what area you're in. They handle the loan portion, we handle the grant portion for it. These are micro loans and grants. There's 4 different stages that one can move through. You have to finish one stage to get to the next. Grants are only available once. So that's the circles in a nutshell to give you that idea. It's one track of our funding, microfunding. And again, we work with partners such as RFTC or AADC, to give you an example, to put that through. Then we're going to move up. We're going to jump to that in-between stage. We're going, we've got a business, things are going great, making money. Now what? For those people, they need that little jump start to get to the next level, which is why we have the Jet program. We need to be at least $50,000 in sales. Similar to Mukamunkwe, it's limited to our induction. Keep it to around 16 people in that group from across Canada. This one is from across Canada. We try and evenly spread out the women that are in it. And we deal with things such as finance, marketing, procurement, value proposition, legal entities and all that kind of thing. And what you need to do as a business to help understand these facts and be able to grow your business. And we bring in a little methodology in there to kind of help you. You're partnered with them in the program for 6 weeks with a mentor. So you have your regular business counselor, but during the 6 weeks you're in the program, you're prepared with a mentor in that program to specifically guide and work with you. Again, 6 weeks, once a week. We meet for 2 hours, just to give you an idea of time. Our next one will be starting at the end of March. Registration will open up in February. It's free to register if you're interested. please do so. Again, 50,000 in sales, that's your minimum threshold. Threshold,
yeah.
I'll get there. So with that comes our biz growth funding. Currently on pause for the north. I'm waiting for a new deal from, to come in before we can officially say it's up there. But we've had biz growth funding since 2019. And again, it's for those people who are already at that growth level or higher. You have to be at $50,000 in sales or higher. Taxes. In the north, it typically has been, and that may change. Typically, it's $5,000 will cover up to 90% of the Just to give you an idea. It is for someone who wants to travel to a conference, buy more equipment, have training associated with that equipment. That type of thing, but you're looking to access the new markets. And I hate to say it, going from Fort Frances to Rainy River or Fort Frances to Atikokan, it's not far enough of an extension. We'd be looking for something that was going from Fort Frances to Winnipeg or Fort Frances to Thunder Bay, or I might be able to eat you out to Fort Frances International Falls because you crossed the border. I don't know. It's pretty close, but you know what I'm getting at. It's an expansion into a completely different market. So, I'd be happy to talk more about you with this. Actually, I should ask you, Charles, she just put it in the chat, my email, it's trainer@carol.ca if anyone wants to get a hold of me from online afterwards. And then lastly, we go to our expansion area. And there's a lot of different things, and again, we have a biz camp geared towards that. It's called Elevate. We run it twice a year, and it's about to start. Right now, it's closed for applications. Next one, we'll be looking at 15 applications. In June, start date July, beginning of July. Everyone loves to know what day it is. I don't have an actual day for an Elevate. Elevate we run through a third party that we've contracted to do it. They are the only one qualified in Canada to run this program. And she likes to do random days. So, which makes my job really fun because it could be a Tuesday this week and it could be a Wednesday next week. I don't really know. But what you do know is the whole schedule for 6 months you get in advance. You only are meeting twice a month. So we have 2 different cohorts. So that's part of my other problem. I don't know what cohort you're in until we have all the applications. So it makes it really hard to tell you what date and time also. And I can tell you a lot about it. That'll run typically between 10 and 4 because we have to accommodate 6 different time zones, which is really fun to do. So it usually runs between Tuesday and Wednesday, 10 to 4, and between those times, twice a month for about an hour and a half or each session, minus the first one, which is 4 hours, and both cohorts in the first one. So I can give you that day, but I can't give you all the others, sorry, right out the hop. But you always have all the other dates before the program begins. So Cheryl is the one who does the 12-week, 12-step program. And it's really geared for clients who are at $250,000 or more in sales and looking at them grow. Look at my attic open, you're great. So I always like talking about my attic looking lady who went through Elevate. And that can show you what can be done. When we first start working with her, that was before she even started. But when she went to Elevate, she was, just qualified for it, which is again 250,000 sales. But 3-4 years later, she's at several million in sales. By putting the practices that she learned into place, it can change your way of thinking. But you need to be there and be willing to accept it. That's what I tell people. And Cheryl is there to help guide you and take you to that level. But if you take the program and 6 months later you say, I'm not making $1 million yet, where is it? I'm like, well, you need to put into practice what you've learned. So we'll work through other various topics like financial mindset, HR, marketing, all that thing. She looks at everything as a whole, like she was an individual. Cohorts are made up of only 6 people. So that we can do more one-on-one counseling in there and talk to you. As well as she does private sessions as needed. And to top everything off, and I'll wind this up in one big nut bag. I don't like talking about much because I would rather go to RFDC first or ADC first. We do the loans of up to 50,000. Again, my starting point will be RFDC. Further loans are ADC. And if you need more money, then come talk to me about it. Okay? So that's it in a nutshell. Thank you very much. And I'm passing the road on to Ms. Angela.
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. And again, Paro Center for Women's Enterprise is in the package, so you can get a hold of her. Trainer@paro.ca is an email. I'm gonna wrap things up. We've only got 5 minutes, but hey, we're getting pretty much on time. So I'm not gonna do my full-on presentation. I will touch on a couple of things. Rainy River Future Development Corporation, we are a community features organization. As Greg mentioned, FedNor is the funding agent that gives us our operating funds. We also are able to get money from municipalities to help us with our projects and be able to do things like tile drainage and the Burger Wars Street Festival. We help with a number of other events such as, you know, the big event tent for the bass tournament? We own that. So we give that to the bass tournament to put up. We also give it to the Rainy River Walleye tournament to put up. So we own that, and that was a community project to be able to buy that and be able to utilize it in the district. So we do tile drainage. We do what other projects do we have? I'm not even blanking on them. Some of my presentation, if I don't even. We do support a lot of different projects in the area. We also have our small business section of our organization as well. Excuse me. And we can help entrepreneurs in a couple of ways. One way is through business counseling and advice. And that's what Charles does every day. He works with entrepreneurs. You can come into our organization. You have an idea for a business, and he can help you take it from that idea stage and move it along the process into fruition. So, for example, one that we just did a grand opening, some of you may have heard, Moth and Flame Piercing Company. They just did a grand opening. That's one that we've done recently. And of course, we do all different types of businesses, and we work all the way across the Rainy River District. We have other organizations such as ours in Atikokan Economic Development. Many people refer it to AEDC. There's also one in Kenora. There's one in Dryden, Thunder Bay, Red Lake, all over Ontario. So there are 61 community futures organizations in Ontario, and then 9 of us here in the northwest. So I really want to encourage you, if you have a business idea, come and talk to Charles. If you have a project you'd like some assistance with, come and talk to me. And I will also say that we have a loan program we also use. We can go up to 600,000 in the form of a loan. But what's really kind of neat about our program is that we partner with some of these other funding organizations. So, for example, and I've been picking on my yarn all day, so I might as well continue. We say if you apply to Northern Ontario Heritage Fund for some funding, what they require is that you spend that money and then get reimbursed for it. Well, some of these projects are rather large, and you may not have $100,000 or $200,000 sitting in your bank account. And so what we can do is we can do a short-term loan, or what we call bridge financing, that you can borrow the money from us until the money comes back from NOHFC. And so basically you can then have that money to spend. You submit everything into NOHFC and they pay back the loan. So it is a loan. We only do loans on that side of our business, but it gives you the opportunity to actually be able to move the project forward in some cases, because like I said, not everyone has, you know, a couple $100,000 lying around, or sometimes more than that. So, so most of our business side of things are loans. Now, we also have something else that's not regarding our business program. We have something called a Local Initiatives Fund, where you can get up to $5,000 for a project. So this is not for business side, this is for the project side, where you can help to get some little seed money to get your project moving forward. So we have just I think it's a 3-page application. You fill it out, you submit it. We have a board of directors that looks at those applications and decides on who receives the funding. And that one is an actual grant. So with the help and support of some of our projects that we do and the municipalities that support us, we're able to offer some seed money for other projects to move forward. So I'm happy to send out any information that anyone would like to see on the local initiatives program and all of the different presentations that were done today. Those that have sent me presentations, thank you. If you've done a presentation today and haven't sent me the actual presentation, please do, and I will send it out to everyone, not only in attendance in person, but also those that are in attendance online, or even if they've left us today, I'll send it out to everyone. So I just wanted to do a quick nutshell of what we can do within our organization. Please feel free to reach out and get in contact with us. We're going to stick around for a few minutes if people have questions. But otherwise, that's the end of our presentation today. I'd like to thank everyone in person that came to see us today in the cold. And for those of you that stayed home in the warm, I don't blame you at all. But thanks for everybody for coming, and please feel free to take a donut or a cookie on your way out. So thanks, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks everybody. All right. So I'm going to sign off to those of you that are online and wish you all a very great day.